Hello, welcome back. This is day 2 in my 3-day mini course Heal, and today is called Transform, and my purpose with this training today is to help you understand how your past and everything that you've been through has shaped your reality and everything that you experience and have experienced in your life. So how it has shaped your beliefs, how it has shaped how you feel about yourself, your ability to experience joy, your relationships, your ability to manifest what it is that you desire. So absolutely everything has been shaped by your past experiences. And through this knowledge and this understanding, I want to give you the power, basically, to take control of your future and transform yourself, transform your world, transform whatever it is that you feel like you need to transform in your life. Because when you have an understanding of how everything has impacted your reality up until now, this puts you in the driver's seat. This gives you the tools to heal your past and to take control of your future. So this is a really, really empowered and fantastic place to be. That doesn't mean that it's easy, but that understanding in itself is going to be so motivational, and yeah, it's going to give you the knowledge and the power that you need to step into the next version of yourself and heal all the stuff from the past that you might be holding on to unconsciously, and that will be holding you back. You're going to be able to understand the whys and the hows, and with this greater awareness, transform, basically. So one of the biggest things around this course is the topic of going into your emotions and taking control of your emotions. And so often we try and change our lives, we try and transform our lives on thought and behavior alone. But below thought and behavior are so many other layers that need to be dealt with, because these layers underneath our thoughts and our behaviors are what shape our thoughts, and our thoughts shape our behaviors. So you've got to understand these layers beneath in order to make real changes that are going to stay and are going to be deep within you. Because so often you can have all the positive thinking and your feelings and your energy is not aligned with that thinking. So really, you're not embodying what it is that you're trying to force yourself to believe in. And then there's these underlying thoughts that are still going on, these underlying beliefs and energies that are still going on that you're probably not even aware of, but they are the most powerful. So you can think all the positive thoughts in the world, but if you haven't got the emotional level and the beliefs sorted, then you're not going to be able to step into the transformation that you're trying to get to, or you're not going to be able to feel what it is that you want to feel, manifest what you want to manifest. So belief is so important. A belief is a truth. It's something that we believe to be true without a doubt. It's a fact, but everyone has different beliefs. So there's some things which are obviously fact, but most of the things that we believe to be fact are just our own facts, our own truths, our own beliefs. And the reason why these are so important is because they shape absolutely everything. They are how we see the world. They are how we see ourselves. They are the potential that we see within ourselves. It's so powerful that it's just, inexplainable really. But the great thing is that we do have control over our beliefs. We didn't know that though, and we were never taught that. So many beliefs have been created throughout our life that do not align with how we want to feel, that do not align with the person that we truly can become, like our true potential, which is massive, by the way. It's so much bigger than you think it is. If we had all of these empowering beliefs kind of downloaded into us, instilled into us, we would be unstoppable. The great thing is we can do that. It takes a bit of work, but we can go back and we can understand what beliefs are holding us back, and then we can work on reprogramming. It's a really hard word to say for some reason. Reprogramming our beliefs so that we can change our whole world, our whole perspective of the world, which is really exciting thought. So we could have just one limiting belief that could change everything. So this is why these are so powerful. So an example could be quite a common belief, a limiting belief is, I am not worthy of love. Now, this isn't something that you go around saying to yourself, so it's not a conscious belief. It might be, but it's unlikely. It's probably an unconscious belief. Now, this is going to impact absolutely everything. It's going to impact the kind of people that you attract into your life. It's going to impact your boundaries, the kind of things that you are willing to accept and put up with in a relationship, for example, how you treat yourself, your routine, your self-care, your nutrition, exercise, everything. If you don't believe that you're worthy of love, you're not going to treat yourself with love. You're going to let other people treat you in a less than loving way. You're probably going to push people away that try and love you. You're not going to receive love. So this is really going to show up in every area of your life, there's no doubt. So just one simple limiting belief like that, when you think about how that can impact everything, if you then think about if you dealt with that and you change that belief and you change the energy and the emotions attached to that belief, how life-changing that could be, it's huge, right? So this is why there's so much power in this. What I want to do is explain how beliefs are formed and how they manifest in our life and in our behaviors and our thoughts, so that you can work on changing them. Now, this isn't an easy process at all, but anyone can do it. It just takes work, it just takes dedication, and it takes a lot of self-trust, which is why we started with the self-trust exercise yesterday. Now, how is a belief formed? Well, we have an original incident for every belief. So a situation, an event that happened when that belief was formed. Very often, a lot of our beliefs are formed in early childhood, so up to the age of 10 in general, we form a lot of beliefs. When we're that age, we don't know any different, so we've not had a lot of life experience. So the things that happen to us, we give a lot more meaning, and life kind of does revolve around us at that age because we don't know any different. So if something happens and we feel like a strong emotion, we're going to hold on to that. And not only are we not going to process that emotion because we don't know how to, we've not been told how to process emotions, we're probably going to create a meaning from it, create a belief from that meaning, and then avoid the emotion or push it down or do something to not process the emotion, because emotion can be uncomfortable and painful, and the automatic and natural thing to do when something hurts and is painful and uncomfortable is to not lean into it, right? It's to avoid it, to push it away, to cover it up, to do whatever you can to cover it up. So another important part of this training that we're going to touch on a bit more in tomorrow's lesson is the dealing with emotions and processing of emotions, because emotion is energy. Emotion means energy in motion. You might have heard that before. So it's supposed to come in, this energy is supposed to just happen and then leave the body. It's not supposed to get stuck in the body. And this is really, really important, but we're going to go into this in more detail, as I said. So when you're a child, you have this experience, you give it meaning, you create a belief. This belief then creates an emotion. So you feel the emotion at the time of the event, and then you continue to have this kind of background emotion because the belief is now ingrained in you, it's with you, it's part of you. And so this emotion is just there, and it's something that is always there, but you get so used to it being there that it is like background noise. So you live with that and it stays in the body because you've not released it. So you can already start to understand how that's going to impact the rest of your life and how you feel, how you show up and everything. So then you have this emotion, and this emotion, it impacts your stories, your thoughts. So your stories are thoughts basically that you think over and over again, and then it just becomes something that you tell yourself so many times that it impacts your behavior. So an example could be a limiting behavior could be procrastinating. Now this is something that I have dealt with and still deal with, so this is why I choose this example. And the story that you tell yourself would probably be a justification for why you're not doing something or why you're choosing to avoid a certain task. You know, it could be just a story that you're convincing yourself that you're happy and you don't need to expand, you don't need to transform, your life is fine as it is, you're happy, you know, you're content, why would you need more? It could just be something like that. It's just something that keeps you comfortable and keeps you stuck, because comfortable isn't necessarily where we want to be all the time. We want to feel more than comfortable. We want to feel joy and love, and we want to feel so much more than that. So comfortable is okay now and again, but we don't want to stay comfortable. Your story could also be just a reason why you're not speaking your truth, you're not saying what you really think, and any kind of justification really for your behavior, because the stories fuel your behavior, and your behavior is what creates your reality in your life. So as I touched on before, emotion is energy in motion, and this energy is everything. Energy is everything. Everything is vibrating at a certain frequency. This is one of the laws of the universe, but it's also science that everything is made of energy. And the way that you manifest, or the way that you become the best and happiest and healthiest and wealthiest version of yourself, is through energy. So this is why going back and dealing with your emotions, your past emotions that haven't been processed properly, is really powerful to your energy and the way that this all impacts everything else that I've just talked about. So we really want to have control over our emotions, and when we get control over our emotions, everything else is going to fall into place. To get control over our emotions, we need to take control of our beliefs. Now, to do that, we need to go back and reframe the things that have happened to us in the past that have reinforced these beliefs or given us these beliefs. So it could be the original incident, or it could be an incident after that. And when we give a new meaning to something, this changes the whole energy around it. It changes the belief, changes the energy, it just shifts it completely. And the more that you do this with all of these traumas that you've been through, and when I say trauma, anything that has a really strong emotional response is a trauma, okay? And it doesn't necessarily have to feel like a trauma. When you look at it, you might think, well, that was pretty insignificant, but if it felt painful and it felt traumatic, then that's still having the same impact on you. So there's no measure of what is a trauma and what is not a trauma, you know. And if something comes up, this is why we did the trust exercise yesterday. If a memory or something comes up in this work, you have to trust that that's coming up for a reason. And you might look at it and think, well, it doesn't seem that significant. But especially when we're children, even like seemingly insignificant things can have a massive impact on us. So trusting yourself in this process is so important. So today's activity in journaling is about reframing the past and reframing these incidents, these events, so that you can give them new meaning and you can change the energy around them, and you can be open to releasing the energy that's in your body that you're still holding on to. So if you haven't processed an event properly and processed the emotion around it, this version of you, this unhealed version of you, is still living within you. So we want to heal these versions of ourselves. We want to heal the energy. We want to reframe the event, create new empowering beliefs. And that is what this work is about. It's not easy. It's not going to be a one-time thing that you do once and you're all healed. It's going to be an ongoing thing. But if you commit to this, it is going to be life-changing and transformational, which is why this day is called Transform, because this is where the magic happens. Now, you're going to get started on this process today, but it's really up to you to carry it on. Tomorrow, we're going to delve into a bit more of the physical energy release stuff. I'm really excited to see you tomorrow for day 3. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to send me a message. Sending lots of love as always, and see you very soon.